What's going on, Hammer fam? Welcome back to HammeredHead. Today we're looking at the power of the Jedi, Ellorrs Madak. This guy is one of the cantina aliens from Mos Eisley. Before we get started, just giving another reminder for the Clario Memorial Polaris fundraiser we're running this month. More information and link to the charity in the description of this video, so feel free to check it out. Now let's jump into the figure. I've always liked this guy. I think the Duros look really cool. I'm just imagining them flying through deep space. Pretty generic alien design, but I really like him. He looks cool in there. I think that the eyes on him look really cool. And he's got like this sort of silver looking spacesuit, which is nice. We get a Jedi Force file, so we'll get to learn a lot about him. Fans Choice figure number 1. That's pretty awesome. More of the Force file, and then just some other Power of the Jedi looking figures. Cool. Pretty basic card back. Most of the Power of the Jedi ones are pretty standardized. It's just the same thing. And then they have a cutout on the back where you can see the Force file. So let's get him out of there so we can take a closer look. There he is out of the packaging. I think he looks pretty good. He is a lot simpler than I expected, which is a little bit unfortunate. But the appearance is pretty decent. So he does look good in the face, just like he did when he was in the packaging too. So there's some pretty good detailing in terms of like wrinkles. The eyes are really well done. His head changes color from green to like sort of bluish throughout, which I actually think looks kind of cool. The outfit is pretty simple. It's just like a silver spacesuit. Not a whole lot of detailing on it besides like his belt. And then his boots are actually nice. They got some straps on him. And he has a holster on his foot, kind of like a biker scout. He doesn't grasp the blaster very firmly, which is a little disappointing, but the blaster itself looks cool. It's a pretty decent sculpt, and it does have some paint apps on it. So that's nice. And then if you want to stick it in the holster, it's also a little bit loose in there. So you got to be really careful with this. There's no real good way to have them hold it or store it because it's loose no matter how you do it. So just be mindful of that. He does stand up on his own okay, which is great. But the articulation is not very good. It's pretty much 6 POA. So swivel head, swivel arms, waist, and hips. So definitely not a figure up to today's standards by any means. Other than the blaster, we do get the Force file thing. It actually does say Fans Choice on it, which I think is a nice touch. But we can open this up. And we get all his stats and tech and stuff. His skills are piloting and navigation. His gear, fusion gen supply tanks, blaster pistol, and polarity check prong. And he has a capital YV class freighter and R4 astromech droid. Some allies and enemies. So Ellorrs Madak is actually one of 2 Duros in the cantina scene. I don't know if the other one has ever actually been made as an action figure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's only been Ellorrs Madak, so he definitely needs his friend to really complete the scene. But yeah, that's the Force file. Yeah, that's it for Ellorrs Madak. He's a pretty simple figure. I've always said Power of the Jedi is one of the more underrated lines on Star Wars figures. I still think that's true. I think Ellorrs Madak is probably on the lower quality side of that scale. But I still really like him. I think he looks pretty good. He is desperately in need of an update. I think a modern TVC standard Ellorrs Madak plus his other friend in the cantina would be a great addition for the cantinas coming out this year. So, you know, if you want these guys to start clamoring, start making some noise, maybe Hasbro will hear us and we'll get an updated Duro Spaceman out there. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. As always, thank you to my Patreon subscribers. Be sure to follow on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Check out the Patreon page. And don't forget, stay hammered.